Hey everyone, this reading is going to be for fire signs. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in the Sun, Moon, and Rising positions. This reading is going to tap into the energy of this super blue blood moon, which is always a mouthful. So with that said, let's get started. So off the bat, this is pretty interesting. Um, so fire signs, I kind of feel like you guys know, just talking about you in the air video, but moving right along. So the energy for this, the energy that you guys are kind of leaving is the Five of Pentacles, and this is a sense of fire signs are kind of have been dealing with a sense of feeling left out in the cold, feeling perhaps a bit unstable, insecure. Maybe there's money issues, relationship problems, that sort of thing. Uh, I feel like you guys are kind of leaving this space. You guys are leaving this space actually, but the space you guys are kind of heading into is kind of funky because you're kind of going into this Two of Pentacles reverse energy. And the Two of Pentacles reversed is someone you've got a lot going on, but you're kind of really indecisive and you're also not grounded. So there's a bunch of action, but you can't, it's not really taking you anywhere because you're not grounded and there's a lack of focus, is what's coming up here. So you guys are moving from this energy to this energy by way of judgment. And so judgment is in this scenario, it's really about embracing the truth, about embracing your truth. So fire signs, it feels like you guys have been learning some pretty hard lessons. And it's kind of taking you to this place where you've gone from the Five of Pentacles, which is you're feeling like it's difficult to move because you don't know where to go. So you're moving from that to the Two of Pentacles reverse, which is it's a bit more it's more chaotic energy. So it feels like you guys are in a space where you're kind of like letting out your nervous energy, and you're gonna get to this point by embracing your truths, right? By embracing your hard truths. So, but I'm not a fan of this Two of Pentacles reversed energy. So we're gonna see if we can't get a little bit more on that and how to kind of stabilize that, because we don't want you guys ungrounded. We really don't. Hmm. Huh. Okay. So this is a little bit better. This is a little bit better because the Tower reverse is going to give a little bit of clarity here. And the message really coming with the Tower reversed and this Two of Pentacles reversed is that it's really time to stop fighting the turmoil. Where things must come down, let them come down. Don't sacrifice yourself to protect something that is destined to leave you. And that's a bit more promising than just floating around as the Two of Pentacles reversed, because this gives you something to do. This really helps you ground yourselves, actually, because loss is tough, unexpected changes are tough, but this is all about transformation. So you're really going to, you're going to really stabilize this Two of Pentacles energy. You're going to get this into an upright position, which is far better, because you have a lot going on and you're able to juggle everything, and it all has a purpose, and it's all taking you someplace because you're present and grounded. So, and that comes with surrender. Let things go when they show you they must go. That's really what that one comes down to. Let things go when it's time. Don't fight to hold on to anything that doesn't want to be there. That is not meant to be there. Because this tower, this is all very final business here. Uh, so anything that's being claimed by the tower, anything that's being destroyed by this energy, it needed to go. So let it go. Let your need to control everything go, because it's not serving you. It is putting you into a space of instability and hopelessness. And so it's time to, you're better than that, and it's time for you to evolve past that. So you guys, fire signs, you need to put that feistiness to some use, to some good use for once, and start letting go of things that must go. But let's step into the physical here. So in the present, we've got the Seven of Wands energy here. We've got the Seven of Swords reverse. And you got the Six of Swords. And really, there's a lot of uncertainty coming up here. And uncertainty, you're not alone if you're feeling like uncertainty is a theme here, because it really is a theme. It's coming up in a lot in the other spreads here. Um, the uncertainty here is, you've got the Seven of Wands. You're fighting to get by. You're fighting to get ahead. You're desperate for progress. But then the Seven of Swords energy here has you kind of, you're regretting. It feels like you're regretting the fight. It feels like you're worrying about, is this something I'm not supposed to be doing? If it's tough. Is it right for me to be here? Am I doing right by myself? Am I doing right by others? Because in one respect, the Seven of Swords is about trickery, deception, deceit, manipulation, theft, that a whole bunch of unethical shit. But on the other hand, it's also about doing what you need to in order to get from point A to point B. And it feels like it's time for a lot of you guys to start rolling up your sleeves and getting into the really dirty work. And it has you wondering if this is the path you're supposed to be taking. And that's coming up, really is coming up again in the Six of Swords energy, because as you're leaving, these waves and stuff in the water here, they show you troubled times. And as you're leaving troubled times, heading into stability, there's still some doubt about whether or not this is where you're supposed to be. There's a lot of uncertainty. Some of you really like the turmoil. That's what's coming across here. Some of you like being in a state of discontentment. And peace is coming, and you don't know what to do with yourselves. Because and that's kind of to be expected, because you're fire energy. You're feisty, you're Your cards always jump out my deck whenever I'm reading you guys. You're very impatient. You like to do things, and you're used to the conflict. You embrace conflict, but what's coming up here is that you decided you reached a point. You're tired of the conflict, so you're moving on from it, but you don't feel like you're supposed to be moving on from it because there's so much doubt. But the fact of the matter here is that there's better ways for you to use your energy than being in some shit all the time. And this eclipse, this upheaval coming with this eclipse and everything is really trying to tell you that there are better ways for you to use your energy, and it's time for you to start working smarter instead of harder. Because you can get from one room to another by cutting a hole in the wall, yeah, but you could also just use the door. And it's time for you guys to start using the door. So I'm just going to pull a couple cards for each sign, and we're going to see where that takes us. So Aries, you guys are up. The first card we have is the Devil. And yeah, this is really feeding into, like, your energy here is really feeding into what I was just saying earlier about being hungry for conflict. It's like an addiction to you guys. You don't know how to function in peace. And what else is coming up? Strength. So like again, like yeah, you guys are like you're addicted to the dysfunction. And that's because you can really flex your muscles when shit is out of order. Because nobody cares if you start throwing stuff around in a room that's already a mess. Like, nobody cares. But the time here is for you to start, the strength tells you it's time for you to start using your energy in a more constructive manner. The devil comes up because you have an addiction to this. You think you're not capable of functioning outside of dysfunction, and the fact is you are, but it takes your determination to get things done to tap into just how efficient and powerful that fire energy can be without a bunch of drama and chaos. So make that your project. Learn how to function without in the absence of dysfunction, because there are major opportunities coming for you if you can just learn how to build on being in a space of peace. If you can learn how to be grounded instead of in the air. If you can unite with earth and be grounded and earthy and really put that energy to use in a constructive manner instead of just expressing it. So Aries, that's the task for you guys. You have to learn how to function outside of dysfunction. You gotta turn your voices down sometimes because you can't. That's the thing. You're trying to talk in a quiet room. You don't need to yell. Like Aries, you don't need to yell anymore. So for Leo, we've got the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Leo, 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 Leo. Again, this Ten of Swords is really feeding into the dysfunctional energy here, and it's something, and it's bottoming out. Again, fire signs, you have to be able to function outside of dysfunction, because this Ten of Swords is really telling you that that's over. It's dead. Stop picking fights, because your time for conflict is over. And if you can accept that, you've got the Nine of Cups, which is fulfillment. You're making things happen. You're satisfied. You're at peace, and that's what you need. You need to learn how to be at peace. Again, just like Aries, learn how to be at peace. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm going to say it again, but learn how to function in the absence of dysfunction. So let's see what we've got for Sagittarius. We've got the Ace of Swords. Oh, we've got 3 cards. You got the Ace of Swords, you got the Two of Cups reversed, you got the Ten of Cups reversed. And this is peculiar. Sagittarius, there's a need to welcome a new way of thinking. In the context here, I think we already know what it's about. But past that, it's time to embrace that. And it feels inevitable too, because you're gonna have this moment of clarity where you're like, wait, I really don't have to do things this way. And when you embrace your moment of clarity, so move these out the way. But once you embrace that clarity that comes for you, again, these are going to present themselves in a much more fulfilling manner. Um, I wouldn't worry about these cards being reversed. The Two of Cups is the Two of Cups is typically a card about, it's about relationships, it's about close partnerships, it's about whirlwind romance, it's about love and all that stuff. And I'm actually getting that energy from it, Sagittarius. But I'm also getting another feel from this card, and that's also um, embracing both sides of the coin. So this revelation that's coming to you, it's gonna help you realize that there's a time and place for everything, and that you're gonna really benefit from governing yourselves accordingly. And it's gonna lead you to a space of feeling complete, because that's what comes up in the Ten of Cups. So from that's one angle for the Ten of Cups. One is a sense of completion, of inner peace. You have everything you need, and you're happy, and you're just loving it, and you're living it. But also, I am getting love energy here from these cups, and Two of Cups plus Ten of Cups. I think some of you guys are going to be getting married. There's gonna or in a serious relationship, having children. Some of you Sagittarius folks are pregnant, and I'm pretty sure you don't know it yet. Because I'm really getting a strong, like, interpreting these three cards for Sagittarius from a romantic angle. It feels like some of you are gonna find out you're pregnant. Either that, or if you already know you're pregnant, or if you know a child is coming, it's gonna it's gonna hit you in a different way very soon. And it's gonna change the way you think about things. It's gonna change the way you approach things. Where there was uncertainty, there's gonna be calm. But again, like, if that does not resonate, and even if it does, everything here about self improvement and finding your peace still applies. Because it's going to be this realization here, it's going to be this sudden change of thinking that really changes up everything for you. You're going to get to a point soon where it's going to be time for you to redefine your peace. Because what you used to consider peace it does not resonate anymore. So, okay, fire signs. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, take what resonates. Don't worry about what doesn't. Just again, this was for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Enjoy the full moon.